open studio that I am so sorry.
We we neglected you. So sorry. We didn't really mean to neglect you. Truly.
No, but now
truly.
we
But I
are,
hope you guys are picking it up.
I'm going to make sure I can see us all on the soch.
We're going to do some demos, and I will get ready to do a wire demo in a couple minutes.
Yeah.
Kate's going to do a little,
I'm going to do something with flame. I'm going to show you.
You're going to burn something up?
I am.
Good.
I'm going to make sure, though, that I can see everybody on
the face,
on the Facebook,
on the FB,
and on the YouTubes.
YouTubes?
To find. Oh yeah, here we are. Look, live from Open Studio. It's Kate
Yay!
Hemley. That's you and I.
Live,
we're right here.
live now.
There we are. We're live.
We're live.
And let's make sure that and we're on right here. All right, we can see everybody.
Awesome.
Let me
and
make
there's a few
sure.
people there. We're not just talking to ourselves.
No, look, everybody's
Holy cow!
here. Look, yay! Alrighty. So
Hi.
it's great to have everybody joining us. So what we're going to do is, or what we did this morning was, it was our first open studio that we did.
Kate was amazing.
Here. We were amazing. You were amazing.
You were amazing.
I was amazing. No, it was great. We had a whole bunch of people show up right away.
Everybody, the door opened and there were people here
there
suddenly.
There were people here. It was awesome.
Yep.
And so we still have some people here.
And we had snacks.
And we've still have some snacks here. So when Emily does her demo, after I do fire, we'll log off for a few, reset, and then we'll go over to the demo area, and Emily will share with you the demo that she's been showing everybody all day. And we've got a couple of Bead Table members who are here with us too. It was great. So many people showed up. We did I demoed my friend, the hydraulic press back here.
Big old red back here.
It was really fun. We had such a great time. But we had a request, and the fun thing about these open studios, and we're going to do this again because I know that some of you texted or wrote in and was like, oh, we wanted to come, but we couldn't come. And I know that some of you are like, we'll travel. I'm like, all right,
We'll charter a plane.
We will
Charter a bus.
Some classes.
I mean, come on.
But my buddy Jessica's here, and she has I don't know if you know, some of you may know. Should we give Jessica a little plug?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Jesse, why don't you get over here?
Come on over here.
Come over here,
Because
Jesse.
we have been the Three Musketeers in different
for so long.
Yeah.
And you guys, there, look right there. Don't look at the thing.
See?
Don't look at the camera. There she is. So some of you guys may remember. No, where are
my hair?
Nothing.
I brushed.
You're beautiful.
You guys may remember Jess, her company Jess Imports, and she sold clasps all over the area, and Emily and I did some designing for Jessie, and now Jessie travels the country and does, they're kind of like vintage markets is what
Junk
you
shows,
do.
antique shows.
Yeah. And so you
Gift
can find
shows.
Jessie at a
Gift
lot
shows.
of different places all over.
Dallas
So
next
Jess, Francesca says, look away from the thing. Look away. So we're looking there.
We're looking at the
Francesca.
camera.
We're looking
at you.
So Jessie, in her travels, finds kind of interesting things, and she found these nickel silver round kind of big discs and components.
Yeah.
So she brought them today, and she goes, Kate, not that I haven't shown her how to anneal repeatedly, but it's time. So I thought you guys might like to see. This is nickel silver, or what's known as German silver.
Or alpaca.
Yeah, alpaca. And it's a pretty stiff metal. It's something that you see on sometimes vintage jewelry and stuff is made out of this nickel.
Yep.
But it's a super hard metal to deal with. So I wanted to share with you, and some of you have seen me do this before if you've watched my different soldering videos and stuff. You've seen me do some annealing, but I thought you guys might like to see it. So I'm going to take this underneath the torch and show you how to anneal. So let's do it. I'm going to turn. Look at so many people are on the live chat there, and so many people are here on YouTube. It's great to have all of you guys here. Alrighty, so I'm going to turn this camera around and see if I can get everything without.
Mind your cords.
I'm going to get mind the cords. Okay, mind the cords.
So we're in
around.
Kate's metalsmithing studio section of our studio here at speedshop.com, and moving things around is kind of new and interesting.
Yeah.
So hang tight.
But hang tight. So there we are. I've moved you over.
Yep.
So you guys can see what I'm doing here. This is my soldering space right here. And here's the piece that Jessie brought. Now it has this jump ring of indeterminate metal.
Unknown.
So, unknown. The metal says unknown. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take it off because it's probably brass, but we're just going to not worry.
It can always go back on.
It can always go back on, so I'm going to get rid of this. So this gauge of metal, I also, before I torch a piece of metal that is, oh, Emily's all, give me that jump ring. There you go, thank you, Em. Before I do that, I'm going to check the gauge size to see how thick of a metal I'm working with. So I've got this little wire gauge. We should really add these to our product mix here because it's super handy. And I'm just going to come in, I think it says on the little thing here, this is a 20 gauge metal. And I'm going to bring it closer to the camera so you guys can see that. It's a 20 gauger. Is there a question?
Leslie's just checking in. Is that like surgeon steel?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
Nickel is a alloy, you know, it's in my book, I should get it. It's an alloy. Christy, you remember what it is? Alloy of... No, there's no lead in it. It's like brass and there's some copper in it. I'll have to look, but it's an alloy. It's known as nickel silver, but there's no actual silver in it. Okay. So I'm going to use this permanent marker here, and it's going to help me figure out the temperature when I know that this is annealed, because you can see how super stiff this metal is. So I'm going to come in with my Sharpie. I'm just going to color the metal like this, right? Just like that. I'm going to place it on my surface. Now this is the actual soldering surface that I use right here in the studio, and this is a big rotating soldering pan. And I'm working on, just like I do in my book, Simple Soldering, this is a solderite board right here. So that's all you need. Now, since nickel takes a lot of heat, right, the torch that I'm actually going to use, I have it sitting right here. This is just a propane tank that I get at the hardware store. And you've probably seen these in... Hi, welcome! You've probably seen these right in the hardware store aisle. It's just a Bernzomatic torch. We've got someone, I'm live on the thing, so I'm just going to keep demoing. It's so fun. And tell me your name real quick. Julie. You guys, Julie's here. We're so stoked. Alrighty. So I'm just going to turn this torch on. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to anneal. Now, I'm going to turn it off for a second because it's kind of loud. So I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do, then you're going to watch me do it. I'm going to turn on the torch. I'm going to heat this nickel silver until that Sharpie mark is removed. And everyone's saying hi. Hi, Julie. You know, also here, Sharon's here. Yeah. And Nancy's here. Woo! And in addition to Jessica and Chris. Yeah. And we're all together. So I'm going to turn this on. You're going to see this heat. You're going to see the Sharpie marker fade. And at that moment, the metal will be hot enough to annealing temperature that this metal should be malleable, and Jessica will be able to stamp on it, because that's her ultimate goal. Okay, so here we go. Let's heat it up. And I'm just working slowly around, letting the heat soak into the metal. Can you see that glow? I think you guys can see it on the camera lens. If you can't, it's kind of a dull orange glow, and the Sharpie is completely disappeared. Okay, you can see though that the metal is dark. That means it has some fire scale or some fire stain, some oxidation on there. I'm going to move the camera a little bit more so you guys can kind of maybe see that a little bit better. There we go. I'm going to tighten this back up. Whoops, wrong way. And now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to quench that metal. And what quenching is some of you know it already, but I have some quenching water here in my little bowl. I'm going to grab it very carefully because this is super hot. We want to be very careful as we do it with our tweezers. Now I want you to listen for the noise, you guys. This is the best part. That's right. Quenched. Can you see that? So now it's cool. So I can grab it. And watch here. You can see, remember how stiff that was? Watch how malleable now this has become. Okay? And so, hi, how are you? Welcome. And so that's all that annealing does. After I have Jessica anneal a few of these, we'll come back on. I'm going to show her how to do some stamping on this, and we'll also come back and Emily will do a little demo on what she's wire wrapping here. So sorry we were a little late with our demos, but we'll be back Tell me your name.
Betsy Simmons.
Betsy just got here, so the party is going to start all over again. So you guys will be back in just a few. All right? Thank you
Thanks.
so much, and
See
we'll
you
talk to you
soon.
soon.